Hello, this is the Money, Business, and Inspiration podcast with Joe. I'm your host, Joseph Evolve. Persevere with your dreams and love life. Before I start tonight's program, and it is about hard times, I want to do one thing, and that is play something from the Late Dusty Rhodes. And it is about hard times, and he covers this topic well of what I'm going to discuss tonight, and that is, what do you do when you're having a bad day? How do you overcome it? How do you overcome hard times?
Back tonight, Dusty Rhodes for his first interview since his injury. Here is the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. And Dusty, your fans welcome you back, man.
First of all, I would like to thank the many fans throughout this country that wrote cards and letters to Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream, while I was down. Secondly, I want to thank Jim Crockett Promotions for waiting and taking the time, because I know how important it was. Starcade 85 it is to the wrestling fans, it is to Jim Crockett Promotions. And Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream, with that weight, got what I wanted. Ric Flair, the world's heavyweight champion. I don't have to say a lot more about the way I feel about Ric Flair. No respect, no honor. There is no honor among thieves in the first place. He put hard times on Dusty Rhodes and his family. You don't know what hard times are, Daddy. Hard times are when the textile workers around this country are out of work and got 4 or 5 kids and can't pay their wages, can't buy their food. Hard times are when the auto workers are out of work and they tell them go home. And hard times are when a man has worked at a job 30 years. 30 years. They give him a watch, kick him in the butt, and say, hey, a computer took your place, Daddy. That's hard time. That's hard time. And Ric Flair, you put hard times on this country by taking Dusty Rhodes out. That's hard time. And we all had hard times together. I admit I don't look like the athlete of the day supposed to look. My belly's just a little big. My hand is just a little big. But brother, I am bad and they know I'm bad. And there were 2 bad people. One was John Wayne and he's dead, brother. And the other one's right here. Nature Boy Ric Flair. The world's heavyweight title belongs to these people. I'm going to reach out right now. I want you at home to know my hand is touching your hand for this gathering of the biggest body of people in this country, in this universe, all over the world now. Reach it out, because the love that was given me, and this time I will repay you now, because I will be the next world's heavyweight champion on this hard time blues. Dusty Rhodes Tour 85 and Ric Flair, Nature Boy. Let me leave you with this. One way to hurt Ric Flair is to take what he cherishes more than anything in the world. That's the world's heavyweight title. I'm gonna take it. I've been there twice. This time when I take it, Daddy, I'm gonna take it for you. Let's gather for it. Don't let me down now, because I came back for you, for that man up there that died 10, 12 years ago and never got the opportunity to see a real world champion. And I'm proud of you, and thank God I have you. And I love you. Love you!
The American Dream, Dusty Rhodes fans.
Okay, I'm back at the podcast. And the footage was NWA from now owned by WWE, and that was Dusty Rhodes about hard times. And main reason why I play that is because all of us have seen it. All of us have gone through hard times. How do you overcome it? When something bad happens, how do you face it? How do you overcome it? That's what I'm going to discuss on tonight's program. Anything could happen. How can you recover? First, I'm going to start off by watching what I did tonight when I was watching a video by Brian Tracy. I was having a bad day. Didn't have a good day. Was having a bad day. I turned on Brian Tracy's new video, and he was talking about what to do when you're going through a rough patch, when you made a mistake, so on and so forth. He says, the past is the past. All you could do is take responsibility for it. And however, you can focus on the future and create and keep creating. This is how you can move on from that feeling that you were having and move on from all the negativity that is in your life. I agree with this because I've faced a lot of negativity and a lot of rough patches in my life, and I've worked hard to overcome whatever I faced. And I could tell you this: when I was going through my problems, I was just dwelling on my mistakes, dwelling on this, dwelling on that. But I can't be doing that anymore. I can't be dwelling. Because people will make you feel guilty. Rather it's your mistake or not. You can't let that affect you. Now, you can take responsibility for your actions. That's one thing you could do. You can't let the negativity affect you. You gotta keep moving. I'm gonna suggest a story, a wrestling story with Daniel Bryan. Now, this is an on-stage story, but he kept on working, he kept on persevering, he kept on getting knocked down. They discouraged him, they humiliated him, but he came back and he had that WrestleMania moment. I don't know if a lot of people here are wrestling fans or not, but the story of wrestling is the underdog eventually gets their day, and that's the name of the sport, or that's the name of a lot of sports. The underdog will eventually get whatever is coming to them. They will get rewarded for their actions. And I know out of all the mistakes that I've made, I know I could overcome it and not even give it the time of day. Not even let that affect me. Not even let that affect you. It's persevering. It's persevering through all that stress, all that negativity, all that hell that you go through. And I will add this before the break. I'm going to mention some of the things that I did to overcome my hard times. Back from the break. Back from the break. Okay, I'm going to mention some of the things that I did to face hard times, and first let me explain my situation. It was a few years ago, and it burns me to the day. Something happened. There wasn't many hours at work. I'm not mentioning the job, where it was, whatever. But I was told that I wouldn't have any hours and that I needed to start looking for another job. That is where I kicked my writing into its full quest. I knew I had a talent. I knew I could do it. It wasn't persevering me right away. I had to collect unemployment for a little bit. But it didn't stop me. It didn't stop my talents. It didn't stop me from writing. So I started writing blogs. Then eventually I started writing books for the Kindle. Now I'm doing audiobooks. It starts. It's a vision. I didn't let hard times affect me. It might have bothered me. It might have stressed me out. Even when I was worried if I was going to be the one that was losing the job. And that came to many, many times in the past. I was worried about that. Especially in 2012. In 2012, I was worried about that. And it was hard times. When you see everybody around you getting fired, you gotta start making decisions about your life. You gotta start making those crackdown decisions. You gotta decide, what am I gonna do? How am I gonna do it? Why I'm gonna do it? How am I gonna overcome this situation? Don't get discouraged. Keep plugging away at your dream. Because it's your dream that's gonna give you the peace that you need. It's your dream that's gonna affect the many people around you. And you know, you might not touch a million people right away. You don't have to. As long as you touch those around you. Because they look up to you. They look up to your situation. They look up to you as a whole. And living in the past doesn't do that. I live